So we've listed your house for sale. Now, how do you handle showings? When do they happen and how do they happen? All these answers and more coming up. What's up everybody, Andrew here with the Lake team in Houston, Texas. Welcome back to our channel. We have another fantastic video lined up for you guys today. And if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. Here at the Lake team, we try to produce the best real estate content to give to you guys each and every single week. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move straight into today's topic, which is about how to handle showings whenever you're listed for sale. All right, so guys, your listing goes live, meaning that you are officially on the market. But how do buyers actually see your house? How do they request a showings? What actually happens whenever they request a showing? So after we sign our documents, we install what's called a lockbox, or it's a lockbox, but it's actually called a Supra, or an iSupra, if you will. So a Supra basically is a Bluetooth lockbox that only realtors and, let's say, appraisers have access to. So it's an app that has to be downloaded onto the realtor's phone in order to gain access. So it's not just like any random combo lock where if anybody has the code can get in. I love Supras because it adds that little extra security to our clients. So rest assured, no one's passing around codes or anything like that, and then they can have access to your house. That's simply not the case, but we install a Supra box on your front door, and that's how agents, whenever the showing is approved for whatever time, they will gain access through the Supra, which will have a spare key in there. So once we are live, we actually use a system. It's a streamlined process. It's actually relatively simple. We use a system that's called ShowingTime. ShowingTime is an app or a software that buyers agents will look up the property to schedule a showing. And once they request a time and a date, then that ShowingTime system will either send you, the seller, a text message, they'll give you a phone call, or they'll shoot you an email. It's usually by text because that's how we set it up. Text is usually the easiest route to go. Unless otherwise notified by the seller. But we usually do a text message, and within that text message, you'll say, you know, such and such requested showing for, you know, April 2nd, right, at 3 p.m. Reply Y for yes or N for no to approve or deny the showing. It's that simple. So now once you have that text, you either reply yes, okay, yes, I approve the showing. So now you have all that information in front of you on hand to say, okay, if you forgot what time the showing was, you can look at your text message and say, okay, we have a showing today at 2 or 3 o'clock. So that's how we set up showings, or that's how we have our systems that are available to you. It's a streamlined process with ShowingTime, and it makes things super simple. Now, so there's some agents out there who don't use this service, which I don't necessarily like, and it's always a difficult process, in my opinion, to get a hold of the agent. If I have to call the agent prior, or I have to call the agent to get something scheduled. Now, agents are very busy, whether they're working at another job, or you know, maybe they're an agent part-time, or they're working you know, somewhere else at the moment, and they can't answer their phone. I don't like calling agents to schedule showings because maybe, you know, for whatever reason, they just didn't want to pay for a service like a showing service. But I hate that approach because, you know, the agents are busy. You know, we're busy too, so we can't always answer the phone right off the bat. And so I don't like that. I don't like that other agents do it. But to each their own. Everyone has their own opinion about it. But ShowingTime, in my opinion, is a streamlined process and makes everything just super simple and easy for you guys. The text doesn't even go through me. I get the notification, but the approval has to go to you directly, which is I really love that. So let's talk about lead times. So lead time is basically if it's a vacant property, you don't really have a lead time. If it's vacant, it's usually set up at what's called a go and show, meaning that, you know, it doesn't really require approval, but it is required that you are notified that there is a showing happening on that day or that time. But if you are an owner-occupied property, if you are occupying the property, you're still living there, we do what's called like lead times, for example. So obviously you don't want, if you're still living there, you don't want someone to set up a showing, you know, 5 minutes from now, right? Because it doesn't even give you enough time to really pack up and get out of the house for that showing. So we do a lead time. Now, what's standard or typical is usually about an hour, but it all depends on the seller on which or how much time that they want. But for the most part, the best approach, if you can get away with it, the best approach is go ahead and just do an hour notice ahead of time. So if they want to schedule a showing for 3 o'clock today, then they would have to submit that request by 2 p.m. And the next thing you want to do is just keep your house show ready at all times. I know, specifically, like, you don't want to go around running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to pick up kids' toys, trying to pick up dishes, put the dishes away that are in the sink, maybe vacuum. You don't want to have to do all that. You don't want to have to rush. So do your absolute best while you're on the market to keep your house show ready at all times. That way, if there is just a little bit of things here and there that you have to pick up because you are living in the house, right? So if there are a few items that you have to pick up, it's not that bad, and it gives you ample amount of time to prepare yourself to leave within that hour, or you give an hour heads up. I mean, just because it's an hour heads up doesn't always mean they're going to be scheduling a showing an hour beforehand. But just like, for example, if they wanted to show at 5 o'clock and they requested it at 12, you have plenty of time. But the bare minimum, like I said, was a 1 hour notice. So once you've accepted the request, make sure that you have everything secured. All your valuables are put away. Any jewelry, any diamonds, things like that, any gold, you want to probably put that in a safe, or you want to take that with you. Don't take the chance on somebody coming and take. I'm not saying that would happen, but it has happened in the past. I've heard stories about it where buyers agents are stealing things. I wouldn't say buyers agents, but I mean, you never know who's walking in through your house is the moral of the story, right? So all the valuable stuff that's very valuable to you guys, make sure you either put that away somewhere safe or take it with you. And regarding pets as well, you want to put your pets away. Don't let your pets run around the house. Put them put them in a crate, put them in the garage in a crate, or whatever it is. Keep them outside, or take them with you. Right, take them. That's probably the best option if you don't like to crate your dogs or your pets. Just take them with you. That way the buyer's agents and the buyers aren't really distracted whenever they're trying to see your house. So once you have everything squared away, like you have picked up everything, all your pets are put away, or you're taking your pets with you, it's pretty much showing time, right? You're ready. You're ready for the showing to happen. Then you would need to leave the house, right? This is why I was saying take your valuables with you, because you're going to need to leave the house. You want the buyer and their agent to walk through that property without any interruption, and to have their privacy, to sit there and look at that house and visualize themselves living in it without feeling the pressure of someone looking over their shoulder, and feeling like they have to buy it, or they're being pressured into making a decision they don't want to. So you always want to leave the show. You always want to leave for the showings. You never want to be there for that. You could drive around the neighborhood, go get something to eat, go to the store, run some errands, or whatever it is that you need to do to get done. Now's a good time to take advantage of that, because you have to be out of the house anyways. But just make sure for the showings you are not at the house. So last but not least, we have the feedback process. So once the showing has ended and let's say maybe they have a few more showings to do, but this is another reason why I love ShowingTime, is because ShowingTime, after the showing is over with, will send them a feedback request form through their app and to their email. So the feedback request form talks about what their buyers thought about the house, what they think about the price, what the condition, are they interested in making an offer? If not, why don't they want to make an offer? Or what did they hate about the house? And so all those comments, we get, all that feedback is what we get as agents to provide to you, the seller, so you can do with what you wish with that. And also, here's another good thing about the feedback reports that we get, is because it establishes a trend, right? And so if a lot of people, if all the buyers that are going through your house are telling you that your house is overpriced and they don't want to make an offer and they're not interested, then guess what? That probably means that you're overpriced. If a lot of buyers are telling you that the house needs a lot of work, and then they start getting specific as far as like, hey, this needs some work, or the flooring's jacked up, or the paint needs to be changed, whatever the case is, you can start seeing a trend here with what the market is telling you. And so that's a very valuable tool for us to kind of, if you're working with us or you're working with another agent, but it's a very valuable tool to sit there and kind of, scrutinize a pattern and be like, okay, well, maybe I should lower the price. or maybe I should go ahead and fix that flooring that's jacked up in the living room, or whatever the case is. You'll be able to have that feedback to let you know what buyers are thinking of your house. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Let me know what you think of this video or any other topics that you would like me to cover in the comment section below. If you have any further questions, visit us on our website. From there, you can reach out to us directly. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave a link in the description below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. At the Lake Team, as I said earlier, we do our best to produce the best real estate content to give to you guys each and every single week. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. I'm Andrew with the Lake Team here in Houston, Texas. I will see you guys next week.